What's up, you guys? It's Erin. Today we're doing a little casual get ready for date night. I'm gonna have a drink, and I also asked you guys some questions on Instagram, so I have a few questions from there to keep the conversation going. We're not really gonna talk about the makeup too much. I kind of just pulled out mostly my favorite products because I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I just want to do makeup that makes me feel good to have dinner with my husband. And yeah, so I don't have any jewelry or my hair done yet because I usually like to do that after, you know, preferably I look nice for this video with my jewelry and hair done and then just add the makeup, but logistically that doesn't really make sense. Hold on, I'm gonna close the door because I feel like last time you could hear the dehumidifier in this video because I'm in the basement. Like I was saying, I feel like logistically it doesn't make sense to try to do my hair and put my jewelry on because my makeup will get everywhere, and usually I don't even put the top or pants I'm gonna wear till the last minute because you never know if foundation's gonna squirt out everywhere. So let's just get into the makeup, shall we? So I thought this was recording before, but turns out it wasn't. Just making sure now it is. I'm gonna have a drink while we do this, and my husband and I really love craft beer. So this is from Lion's Tail Brewery. It's close to where I grew up, and this is their pineapple milkshake pale ale. They're constantly coming out with amazing beers weekly, really, this summer. And actually they're in a really old building, and my husband and I got married in that building above this brewery, and we had their beer. And so you missed me popping the top, but I just poured it into a nice tulip glass. If you like craft beer or any drink, if you're having a drink with me, cheers. It's like not very hoppy for a pale ale. It's like very slightly sweet with that pineapple. Not a pale ale girl, but this is really good, and it will get me in the mood for date night. My husband and I like to go on a date night like a couple times a month, but mainly as a nurse I work every third weekend, and we like to go on the like Thursday night usually before I work my weekend, because I work 12-hour shifts and I work night shifts. I'll work Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, which is, if you work 12s as a nurse, you usually do 3 shifts a week. So like this week I'll be working the weekend and all my shifts are on the back end of the week. Well, then the following week I still have to fit in 2 more shifts, so it's like 5 shifts in about 6 or 7 days usually, which is a lot of 12-hour shifts. So, and my husband works normal hours, so we don't usually see each other, so we make a point of just like going out together and having a night together before we separate for about a week. And that's like not every weekend, but you know, it happens enough that we just like to make a point of it. I am so into this beer. I have, let me make sure there's no more questions, but I did screenshot some questions. I just told you guys to ask me whatever you were feeling on Instagram. So this kind of goes with the date night theme. Somebody asked, how did you and your husband meet? Well, we both went to the same college, and as of next year it'll be like 10 years since we met. He was a senior and I was a junior, I believe, at the time. But yeah, so I was hanging out with he was really close with our friend, one of our girlfriends that I became close with. You know, the summer in college, like nobody's really there. It was my first summer staying at college, and he was there, and we met through mutual friends, and we kind of hung out a few times, and then it took me a while to admit I liked him, but then we ended up dating, and we dated for about a year, and then he went off to optometry school in Alabama, went to Birmingham, and so we were long distance for about 3.5 years. We were living across the country from each other while he did his school to become an eye doctor. It was definitely hard. I think I didn't know what would happen when he went to school because we were really young. We had only been dating a year, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a long distance relationship, but his schooling was so intense, I think I became his support person, and we really started to rely on each other during that time. And I was really the only one he talked on the phone to because it was too much stress for him to try to talk to other people. So yeah, I think it really, you know, somehow brought us closer, even though we were like a flight away from each other and only saw each other like once every 3 to 4 months, because I think I was finishing school when he left. And then I actually moved to Denver while he was there with some of my girlfriends. So I'm mainly using makeup products that I know I love, but I feel like with this olivey green tone, it's kind of a gloomy day. It'd be a good day to try out again this KKW Classic 2 palette. I love her Classic Blossom palette. Let me see if I can show you a little better here. I love the Classic Blossom palette, and I was a sucker when this was half off, and I purchased it. Not that it was a bad purchase. Finally take the little thing off the mirror. Not that it was a bad purchase, but I think once I saw it in person, like, these just don't excite me like I thought they would. I don't know. I really didn't give it a fair go yet. I've been trying to be good about not going overboard with makeup purchases for money reasons, because I want to save money for other things, as well as the fact that I physically don't need any more makeup, and it's really easy to get sucked into, you know, all the new releases. And usually, like, when I'm really excited about a new release and I just wait it out and let the hype kind of die down, I realize that I don't need it. The only purchases I've made in June are like, actually the beginning of July I made a Ulta Diamond Day deal sale because it was a free Grande Cosmetics mascara, which I like that mascara a lot. And then I got like some free full-size Bobbi Brown products as well. I think it's all products I'll use. I use points on the products so I don't feel like too guilty about it, but still, I feel bad. I have like so much money in Ulta points, yet I still like spend my money because I'm waiting for a 20% off to use my points, because it's more worth your money. But they haven't given, like, I swear, an 20% off your entire purchase, including high-end, since like before COVID. Like, they used to do that like a couple times a year, and now I really haven't seen them do that. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, I was like, okay, fine. I'll use a little bit of my points if I really want this stuff bad enough. And then my other weak point was KKW is rebranding, which, like, a lot of people think she's taking off the W, but maybe she was rebranding anyway and then taking off the W, who knows. But like, a lot of her products went half off, and I'm sorry, 75% off. And so I got like a palette, a lip gloss, and then a couple of her like loose pigments, because you know my love for loose pigments. And I just have a lot of like single shadows, like liquidy single shadows that have been drying out before I could use them up. So I figured, since I love the Diamond Lights finishers, those are loose, and then they'll last longer because they're not going to dry out. I definitely didn't need any of it, but I think like 6 products or something, including a full-size palette. It was like her latest collab with Mario, like the artist, and the Muse palette, and it all came out to like $25 before tax and shipping or something like crazy like that. Let's do another question while I finish my eyes here. Another one that goes well with date night is, what is your ideal meal any time of the day? Well, I was going to mention what our plan is for date night. So first of all, I mean, I think most people are, right? Like, I am such a foodie. Like, my husband, when we go out, he's such a craft beer guy. He like goes right to the beer list and the drink list and wants to know what's on the drink list. But I'm like, oh my god, what appetizer are we gonna get? Like, I'm all about the food and what I'm gonna eat all the time, and I love to eat. So we saw this trend, or I did, he's not on TikTok. I saw a trend that was for like date night. You do rock, paper, scissors for each category, and the person that wins the rock, paper, scissors gets to pick the place. And you do like drinks, appetizer, what else? Meal and dessert, which, like, to me that's like a dream come true, because I just love having options. Like, if I could go to more than one place, I would. Like, I love so many different kinds of food. So I think my husband and I are gonna, I don't know how many places we'll really go to, but we're kind of taking that idea and going to an area of town that has a lot of different options, and then we can like bop around without having to drive, you know what I mean? So it's kind of fun. But my ideal meal would, I don't know, like, I love anything like potato-y, like cheesy, anything with like fries, potatoes, cheesy. Like I'm all about the apps and the sides. Like I'm not as big into like meat, but I also like freaking love sushi. But my husband's not as into sushi, so I'm hoping we can like go get one roll before dinner as like our appetizer, you know? But I love pizza, I love like burgers, you know, I really don't discriminate. I will try any kind of food. I wasn't really planning on doing eyes first, but I was just talking and then time got away from me. I don't know about this palette. I feel like for like, it's kind of like a cooler smoky palette. Like I don't like this kind of bright yellowy gold. I just don't feel like it's the best look on me. I like more of a neutral like bronze or something that leans a little like peachy, I think, but I don't know. It's okay. It's alright. I think honestly I like the mattes in this palette more than the shimmers. Like the mattes are kind of a wide range, and then like these three these three shimmers like all look similar to me. This one has a little more sparkle than the other two, but these two are just like boring shimmers. Look at those two. Those are the two shimmers. They look like identical. I don't get it. One's a little warmer and one's a little cooler. I'm going to take a little of this Danessa Myricks foiled Color Fix and Nebula. Oh, just like squirted onto my arm. I guess I'll use that. I'm just going to take a little on my finger. See how that adds so much more pizzazz? Okay, since we're to foundation, I do have a question that says, current favorite high-end foundation. So I'm going to show you the combo I've been loving that are both high-end. These are not new to me at all. These have been favorites of mine for a long time. The Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have the shade Nude, but it's a little dark. And then the Lancome Tint Idole foundation in 215 Buff N. This is a good shade for me, like when I'm not self-tanned. That's like been one of my go-to combos. Firstly, because these are like older foundations that I want to use them up. But ones I've discovered this year that I really love is the Bobbi Brown, the Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation that I got through Octoly. That one is so good. The Pure Form one, Love Your Selfie, is another favorite that I always reach for. I love all the Clinique foundations I have. I have the Even Better foundation and the Perfecting. I love the Laura Mercier Flawless Radiance and the Flawless Fusion. Both of those are amazing. Like those are some of my staple products as far as high-end foundation goes. I was actually thinking about doing a video on like products that I absolutely can't live without, that like through all the trying new products that just haven't gone away, that I have quite a few products that just sit here in front of me and I don't really put away after I'm done with tutorials because I use them for so many looks. So I kind of want to do a video about those, you know, types of products in my life. Another question one of my best friends asked that actually lives out in Denver. I lived out there with my best girlfriends, like I said, and she said, when are you coming back to Denver? I don't know, Carly. Come to visit you soon. I usually go like at least twice a year. It's cheap to fly there, and I lived there for about a year, and I just loved going to see my friends. One of them has a baby now. It's just so fun to go out there and see, and everything's always changed every time I go. Like, it's still blowing up. Another question asks, what is my typical daily routine? That totally varies, so it's kind of a hard question to answer. The main reason is because I am a night shift nurse, so when I am working a stretch, I get up really late in the day, and it just depends. But on days that I'm not working, I try to get up like usually around 8 because I have a long to-do list usually on the days that I am off. I try to take advantage because when you work 12-hour shifts, you absolutely can't get anything done during a stretch. So I try to wake up at like 8. I always have intentions to work out right away, but I'm like not somebody who can work out right when I wake up. Like I need a few hours to like warm up and become alive. Maybe because I work nights, but I like to have, I'm a big coffee drinker and I've been really into cold brew, so I usually have a cold brew and hang out with our dog Charlie. I don't know, I don't really have like a specific routine. Like we don't have kids or anything, and since our schedules vary so much, it just it just varies. But I am a big proponent of to-do lists and getting all that stuff done on my day off. Actually, like a freak about writing to-do lists. So I guess my day just looks like, you know, whatever I have on the docket for that day. The one thing that is routine for me is like before I work a stretch, like I work tomorrow night, so I will stay up really late, like till 1 or 2 in the morning tonight. Just sometimes I'll film, sometimes I'll just watch TV by myself while my husband's sleeping upstairs. I try to stay up so I can sleep in a decent amount so I won't be so tired for my first shift on, because I'm not somebody that can like be up for 24 hours. I could do it, but it's like absolutely miserable. So okay, I just had to focus while I was doing mascara. This Lawless One and Done mascara, it's growing on me, but it's really wet still, and I can't blink too hard for the few minutes after I apply it because it will smudge. I have 2 nurse related questions. First is, what is your favorite part of being a nurse? I won't lie, right now it's really hard. A lot of us are short staffed, including my unit. And this past year was really hard, but there are good things about being a nurse. I work in the cardiothoracic surgery ICU, so really sick people, and the thing I like the most is seeing patients who are motivated and they want to get better, and seeing them be so sick and debilitated for long amounts of time, and we get to know them and take care of them, and then seeing them leave. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's just really special. And yeah, that's definitely my favorite thing about being a nurse. The other question was, how long did it take you to become a nurse? Well, I kind of took a long road. Like I said, me and my husband met in college. That was my first degree. Initially, I also thought I wanted to become an optometrist. That is not how we met, but that's what I thought I wanted to do. And so I got a biology degree, and then I ended up not doing that and living out in Denver with my girlfriends for about a year. So that was about a year or so in between degrees. And then once I got to know my husband's family, his mom and sister, who I both love, are both nurses, so I really got to know them, and it got me thinking that, okay, nursing has a lot of options, and maybe it is something that I would want to do. Hopefully my camera's recording. It's good. It's beeping at me. But that's pretty much all the questions. I think my camera is going to get mad at me in a second. I'm just gonna stop recording, finish my makeup, hair. I just have to do my lips. I'm gonna do my hair, put my jewelry on, and then I'll show you the final look. Alright, all done. I just went ahead and finished the look. I think I didn't finish my last question because my battery distracted me. But long story short, I took a year off, and then I went back for 2 years for nursing school since I already had all the prerequisites. And then I got my bachelor's in nursing. And then the only other question I didn't answer is, are we going to get Charlie a sibling? Charlie is our little mini long-haired dachshund. I'm sure you've seen him if you follow me on Instagram. We're obsessed with him. He's our child for now. And I don't know, he's pretty easy by himself, and I think he might throw a tantrum if we got another puppy. I just don't know if I'm ready for a puppy to ruin our lifestyle yet. We have quite a few trips planned in the future, so probably in the future, but not right now. This is the final look. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm always paranoid that I like, when I don't have a mirror right up close to my face, that I don't like how my makeup's gonna turn out, but I actually really love how this turned out. I put my Simply Made by Becca earrings on. They're my absolute favorite ones from her. And then my Kendra Scott little necklace. For lips, I'm wearing Makeup Forever Versatile Chestnut with my favorite, probably lipstick of all time, Very Victoria from Charlotte Tilbury, topped with a little bit of Tower 28 lip jelly in Fearless. So that is the look. Cheers to a good night. I'm gonna enjoy the night with my husband before I have to go work for the next few days. So I hope you guys are having a good night and enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more chatty videos like this in the future. I know I enjoy watching them, and it feels like we're just hanging out and really informal, and I kind of love that. So like this video if you enjoyed it, comment down below what you want to see in the next video, and we will see you next time. Bye.